And Coulter said he's not going to win.
No, I'm not saying that he's going to win. I'm saying for the Republican nomination. Did she think?
Said he's not going to get the nomination.
Who does she think is going to get it?
DeSantis.
No,
Really?
Someone said she.
So
like,
perhaps no.
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 I've been enjoying the decline of Ron DeSantis. I have to say, I called it about a year ago. I think DeSantis is a figure who's trying to channel all the populist energy of the Trump movement into these kind of fake populism, that's just all about kind of superficial cultural issues. And it's kind of amusing to me that, the Republican base sees through that and hasn't bought that.
Is your take on DeSantis that he's like because he's attacking?
He's the consolidation of the old pre-Trump GOP.
But he's attacking Trump from the right, though.
Only on these cultural issues, which more or less, okay, you can have like disagreements at the margins on the right about some cultural issues. But where Trump really stands out from the conventional Republican Party beginning in 2015-16 is that he supports maintaining entitlements. He doesn't want entitlements cut. He's skeptical of free trade. He's skeptical of foreign policy hawkism. And on all of those issues, Ron DeSantis is much more of a conventional Republican figure, but with this veneer of I'm going after Disney because of like the gay shows.
When you said that he wants to that Trump wants to maintain entitlements, what does that mean exactly?
Yes, he beginning in 2015-16 said, I'm not going to cut your Social Security. I'm not going to mess with Medicare and Social Security. We shouldn't call them entitlements because it makes it sound like those things are things that government gives you through the taxpayer. Those should be called earned benefits because it's through your payroll taxes.
Yeah.
And all you're getting is, and so it's a very weird fetish of the kind of Paul Ryan, Mitt Romney wing of the Republican Party to try to cut those or
And
privatize them. DeSantis, when he was in Congress, even supported privatization. And that no one wants that except Wall Street fee skimmers, right? People who would then manage Social Security, but every time there's a transaction,
they get a cut.
They get a cut. No one else, no normal person wants that. So, my mother lives in Massachusetts, which is in the New Hampshire media market. So there's kind of primary advertising. And one of the most devastating Trump ads, I don't know if you guys remember, it's actually a Trump-aligned PAC. It's not Trump himself, but it showed a kind of repulsive DeSantis-looking type guy sticking his finger into a jar of Nutella or chocolate or something.
I did not see that.
Okay, the idea is that he's going to go after your retirement.
That's gross.
And it was devastating. So anyway, I like how you framed it. The lesser-known debates like
Where in Massachusetts?
Arlington.
I'm from Chicopee originally. And
Okay,
I live in New Hampshire. I got a place.
So Ann Coulter was speaking with someone at the New York Times, and she said that immigration is the winning candidate, not Trump, not anybody else. And whoever brings immigration to the debate stage is going to win. And she thinks Trump can't win. Now, I think she's wrong, but gives me pause. Because she was the one who called Donald Trump to win when everyone was laughing in her face.
Yeah, someone suggested we have her on the show again because of that. Because
yeah, she was. I think it was was it Bill Maher that she was
Yes.
on?
Yeah.
And he's like, I think, yeah, Bill asked, who do you think's going to win? And she goes, Donald Trump. And then the whole audience erupts in laughter.
And the way she said it, she actually qualified it by saying right now, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
So it was like she knew, she was aware of the fact that it's possible that something could change in the future. It was really, really smart.
Okay, that's pretty Nostradamus-like, and I respect her for that.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, but even in the border states, even among Republicans, immigration is not the top issue.
I don't
Right?
know.
So it's an issue. It's an
issue.
It's really bad, and I agree with people who say Trump talked a lot and didn't really deliver much on immigration, but it's not the economy. It's not things like
What do you think it is? What's the big issue?
I think the main one is cost of living, the inability of young people to buy homes, just sort of the economic stresses that ordinary people feel.
Young people don't vote though.
No, it's
Like,
not just
they
it's
do,
not just
but-
the young. It's the old want to protect their retirement benefits. All of it. It is not the border. It's an issue, and it's really bad for Biden, but it's not the issue. That's my. So I'm willing
It's
to.
peripheral to economics. I mean, unchecked immigration is going to have a destabilizing effect.
It's
on
bad for wages for workers, for
Yep.
sure. Yeah, but it's like it doesn't resonate that way when people vote their sort of priority of issues. It's often kind of secondary or tertiary.
Yeah, I don't even know if I care to see Ron DeSantis argue with Vivek, to be completely honest, because even Vivek is not going to win.
I don't know about that.
Look.
Isn't he angling for Veep?
I don't
he's
know if he's angling for Veep, but he's certainly working in a really positive direction if that's what he was doing.
He's saying all the stuff that I want to hear.
I know.
He's talking about
You gotta be
making actual cuts and abolishing stuff. And
He's coming up to your side, whispering sweet nothings in your ear.
He's
and-
specific too. He's like,
flirting, man.
there's 35,000 employees in the FBI. I'm going to fire 20,000 of them. Like, he's not vague about it. He's real specific. He's going to move 15,000 people to the
This
U.S.
is-
Marshals and two
This
other
is VP
organizations.
level stuff. Because he's not going to be president, but he's saying so much that the people who like him, if he's on a Trump ticket, are like, I want Vivek.
See, now-
Like, that makes it easy for me too.
I know that, like I said earlier, like it's obvious Donald Trump is the strong favorite to be the nominee, and the performance of any one person on the undercard debate doesn't really matter. But because Vivek is in there, like because of the topics that he's going to bring up, he's going to make these other guys talk about these things, and. Yeah, like I said, I don't think that it's going to affect the outcome, but I do like the idea of Republicans having to discuss making real cuts. And I'm going to, I'm going to be
They
talking
always say
about,
they want to.
I know they do, but again, the more people you have talking about it, the more likely it becomes that it will happen. And I'm not saying it's likely. I'm fully aware of the government's history with making cuts, but if I'm going to even pay attention to politics at all, I have to at least have a little bit of hope.
So let me ask you then, Sorab. I see them in the general, or even in the primary, the commercials are going to be, under Donald Trump, gasoline was $1.43. Under Joe Biden, it's averaging $3.75.
Yeah, I think,
that's the
I think that's
economic issue.
I think that's a more devastating message than
Disney?
than Disney.
Even immigration. I think immigration's up there, but I would agree with you. I think it probably comes down for here's the difficulty in any election. Young people probably don't care about gas for the most part. It's not their biggest concern how much their gas costs because they're not commuting to work every day in the same way someone who's older is, or many of them may be living in suburban and urban areas, or they're used to taking public transport. But they don't vote that much anyway.
They also don't have anything to relate it to because they weren't driving 10 years ago. If they're 18.
Exactly. But you take a look at the largest voting demographic block is going to be probably, what is it at this point, millennials? I don't know though, because nobody's having kids. So maybe millennials are actually not as populous as we might think. But it's going to be around there. It's going to, and a lot of these people are going to be like, yo, gas prices. Mm-hmm. So there's an opportunity to capture a lot of people with issues in immigration and healthcare and things like this. So, yes, those will play a role. I don't think they're going to rely only on arguing about the economy. I think immigration plays a role, but fair point. Maybe Ann Coulter got lucky in 2015 or whatever, 2016?
That's possible.
Early
For her to
2016.
say DeSantis, that is like just jarring. I have no idea what she's talking about. And we should just
Especially-
have her on if she's around.
It's because she cares a lot about immigration, and for the reason Tim mentioned, immigration's is open borders depresses wages, especially the lower rungs of the labor market
it
for
does.
native workers.
Significantly.
And so, and it's true. I think Ron DeSantis, insofar as he's supported E-Verify in Florida, I mean, he's like tougher on that issue probably than Trump. But I just don't think it's the overwhelming issue.
Thing is, it's not only that; it's also like your taxes, et cetera, are being strained because they're going towards a larger population that you're not paying. There's more into it. And I think if people knew more about why it was an issue, why people had an issue with it, it would be much more important and in the forefront. But yeah, it's I'm surprised to learn that it's not as big an issue, or you think it's not big of an issue. But
you got this book, Tyranny, basically about the bureaucrats running the show. I haven't read the book yet, but is that? I mean, imagine.
No, it's about corporate power, which is not necessarily government power, although they support each other.
And
Yeah.
have you talked to Vivek about his platform, or have you followed his?
I interviewed Vivek. I have a column at the American Conservative, and I interviewed him specifically about his proposal to abolish the FBI and replace it with some other federal law enforcement agency, which I think is good because of the FBI has become
derelict.
deeply politicized, deeply politicized.
Is it even
yeah.
a government organization at this point, or is it like one of those quasi-private?
Right. It's funny. The phrases like deep state we used to use them when we were talking about like the Egyptian state. There was like the normal government, and then there was like the military or Turkey. now it's, I think, fair to speak of an American deep state. And so I don't agree with everything Vivek says, but I agree with him on this one issue. It's gotten really bad.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.